Hi friends, today I am going to show you guys how to mask the transparent objects in Photoshop. It is easy to mask any object in Photoshop, and what if we want to mask a transparent object? We can easily select the edges and mask it out, but we can't select the transparency of an object. In this case, we'll use the blending modes to mask the transparent object. Let's move to the Photoshop and see how these blending modes help us to mask an object. I have already imported some images in Photoshop and right now the tool is selected is the Move tool. In the layer panels you can see there are three different layers. This is the background layer and this is the wooden table top. And finally the juice glass layer. The background of the transparent object is white. First of all we'll select this glass. For the glass, I'll select the object selection tool, or you can also use the quick selection tool or any of the selecting tool. I'll simply select the layer and simply drag my cursor and make the selection. The glass is selected. Let me zoom in the image by pressing the Z key to zoom my image and check the edges of the selection. And by holding the spacebar key, I'll drag my image. The edges are almost accurate. Let me press the Ctrl 0 key to fit my image on the screen, and then I'll select the mask option from the bottom. The glass is masked out. You can see it is accurate, but you can see here in the glass this is not a transparent object. The background is still showing the white area. First of all, I'll again zoom in the image and again select any of the selecting tool. When we'll select any of the selecting tool, then the select and mask option is appear. I'll select it. A new window appear. Here we can adjust the edges of the glass. First of all, I'll increase the value of radius to something like 1 pixel and then smooth value to something like 6 and shift the edges to something like -6. Okay, fine. And now in the output too is selected as the new layer with layer mask and then press OK. Now we'll delete our previous layer because we do not need it. And first of all we'll change the blending mode of the layer to something like multiply. When we'll change the blending mode to multiply, you can see color disappeared. You can see here, it is not looking like original. Let me zoom out the image. It is not looking much better. So therefore we'll use some more blending modes. I'll again press the Ctrl J key to duplicate my layer and then turn off this layer. And change the blending mode of this to something like soft light. You can see here now the soft light has some highlights. I'll again duplicate my this layer by pressing the Ctrl J key, and this time I'll change the blending mode of this layer to something like screen. Screen. I have changed the blending mode of this layer to screen. Let's name this layer to and rename this layer to something like screen because we have changed the blending mode to screen. Now we'll decrease the opacity of screen to something like this. Okay, fine. Let me turn off this layer. We can see the effect of this layer. Okay, much better. Now the glass is looking much better, but you can see here the white background is still appearing. We'll hide this white area. I'll select the move tool and select these layers and bring it to the bottom, and then we will select the screen layer and the soft light layer, and then group them by dragging it to on this group icon. Now both of these layers are in the group. Now we'll again create one more blank layer, and then in the toolbar we'll select the gradient tool, and in the gradient tool you can see I have selected this gradient black from transparent. I have selected this layer and I'll hide my above area. I want to gradient the above area. Now we want to hide this white area with the help of this transparent to black gradient. I'll drag my cursor from bottom to top and select my top area. Now I'll go to the layer style by double clicking on this layer, and from here knockout is right now selected to none. I'll select it to shallow, no effect appear, and then I'll decrease the fill opacity to 0, and then I'll press OK. You can see my black layer is hidden. Now you can see the layer effect. Now we will adjust this area, the ice cube. You can see it is looking transparent. I'll increase the opacity of this area only, and from here the water area. Therefore we'll select the eraser tool and decrease the size of the eraser and lightly apply on this area where we'll need some solid color. Looking better. Now we have completely masked our transparent object, and you can see here the highlights and shadows are still appearing in these photos, and it is looking like realistic image. I hope you have learned something from this tutorial, and if you want to ask anything regarding this tutorial, then please leave a comment. We'll reply you as soon as possible, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Stay connected with us. See you in the next tutorial.